This video is going to be kind of a 2-in-1 video. Not kind of, it's going to be a 2-in-1 video. Ignore my messy hair, okay. It will actually, it's going to be like a 3-in-1 video. I'm going to attempt to fix my messy hair a little bit. I love these hair ties. Like, I have a general love because they stretch out so much. But then you just leave them and not use them for like, overnight. Sometimes it takes like 2 nights or even 3. And then they just like shrink back. And this one used to be pink, but it's purple now. And the reasoning is because, I'll explain 1 second. This video is going to actually be multiple videos in one because I'm also announcing something really quick. Like something that it really changed. There we go. But the thing that I want to quickly announce is that we know when we are getting Susie. My mom's brother rescued a dog that we are getting. It's a girl. We named her Susie, and we are getting her either Monday or Tuesday. So that's going to be a lot of fun. And I'm really excited because I get family time because basically I never get family time. And it's for like multiple reasons. Actually, I almost didn't get it last time. I'm with my brother and his wife. Because I was gonna dance that day because I had dance. And I went like, you know what, I'm just gonna skip it one day. And it's not even like that important of a day. Like, because I generally haven't like seen them in a while because of dance. Like the one time that they did come down, like I literally had dance for most of it, so I skipped it that day. And then like family time, there's one time I'm gonna skip, but no more after this. But I'm excited to get like family time because as I'm so busy dancing all the time. Also, before I couldn't announce Sam's middle name because I literally, so yesterday I went through I kind of just realized a lot in my life is named. Like, I realized that so much of my life was revolved around my crush. And separating from that is like really hard, but also it's really good at the same time because I feel like before I was constantly being held back in a way, like in the sense that like really exciting moments in life, part of my brain would just be like, oh, you missed your crush, and like part of my brain would always just kind of be like, you should be enjoying this with your crush, and you're not. But I got over that. Like, I'm moving on very hard, but also it's very good because I feel like now I'm experiencing a new life, if that makes sense. Because now I'm experiencing like not having a crush, and like a whole new part of my life came into it, and a whole new thing changed. Go watch my video titled My Come Out Story, and this is also going to be kind of like a part 2 to that because I will be sharing my parents' reactions and stuff, and I was going to do a how to get your tilt, but now I'm going to film that later. and like just some of my family's reaction, because truth be told, I don't know if my brother knows yet, or my if his wife, or really I don't know. I know for a fact that two people in my family outside of like this house knows, and I had very good reactions with both. Which was something. Here's the thing: is that with me, I'm gonna be honest here. Like, I'm gonna be honest and like truthful. Before, I couldn't share Sam's middle name, but now I changed it because I'm like, if I'm moving on from my crush, I need to like move on from my crush. Like, I need to give Sam a new middle name. So his new middle name is XOMG. XOMG. And the reasoning behind that is because in See the Dance Pop Revolution, a show on Peacock, you do have to have like, I think it's the premium or something, I don't know, to like watch every episode. The first 3 are completely free. The other ones are like $4.99 a month. And so I'm really excited about that because but like yeah, so anyways in the show See the Dance Pop Revolution, the like girl group that everyone trying to get into is called XOMG Pop. So I chose, since XOMG Pop is a very long middle name, so I chose XOMG. XOMG. It's still a little bit longer, but I like it. It's fun and it stands out. I almost chose Pop Star, but then that's also a very long middle name. So yeah, and I really like it. It fits him, and it's like good. But I'm gonna like be truthful and honest. Here's the thing: is that I kind of always knew. Like for a while now, I feel like part of me knew, but I never said anything. I never really like fully clicked. I just kind of like halfway clicked for a while. Now I'm like, oh, like it kind of makes sense, but also at the same. By the way, watch part 1 before you watch this part. Or because, like, I mean, in the sense that, like, before I kind of just thought, like, well, I have a crush. He's a boy. And that I didn't want to like assume something, or like I think something or know something, and then it just like felt weird, and that makes sense. And because I also know that like it's a really hard thing for a lot of people, and I'm doing it so easily, like it's nothing, but it is, like, in a way it is nothing, but it isn't. Like, it's the thing that, like, I feel like some people want it to be not a big deal and nothing, but it's the thing that, especially as a social media influencer, it is a big deal. It is a thing. And so, like, for me, I handle it so easily, and it's like, but the thing was, for a while, I never really, like, dreaded, like, telling my parents, and I never really, like, it's just that I wanted to almost have a plan before I told my parents. Like, I wanted to plan out how I was going to tell them, and that was not the case of what happened. Literally, I'm not joking. Yesterday, I was filming a YouTube video, and I literally walked out in the living room because part of my brain knew it's time to move on. If he's really meant to be mine, he'll come back around. and a big part of me, like my entire heart and soul pretty much, is really hoping he comes back around. But part of me was like, you know what, it's just time. You need to let go because the universe is basically, I think, telling me to move on, let go. He'll come back around if he's meant to. So I literally like got done filming and I went like the only way that I'm ever gonna like commit to like moving on is if I just make it where I have no choice and I can't go back. Like here's the thing, it's like with Instagram and stuff, like with social media, I can post something saying I'm gonna move on and then delete it later. Like I wanted it to be at a point where I can't go back. And that's the thing, it's like, it works out perfect how it did. It worked out in such a way that, like, was almost perfect, but at the same time, like, still not the easiest thing ever, because, like, I loved him for so long. I still love him with my whole heart and soul. Oh, I will never not, in a way, I will never not, like, give up on him completely until, like, I just feel like until I meet someone new, but most likely that's not going to be the case. I don't know though. Life has a plan and I'm just going with it. So, yeah, I'm also wearing my Siwa shirt and the reasoning is because in the middle dance, it wasn't last night but was the night before, or we went on like a little like break and I realized I forgot to take my anemia pill. And so like I quickly went into the kitchen, had like 2 minutes to like get a break, so I quickly ran into the kitchen and quickly made a prune smoothie, and I was quickly like going to like quickly take it and stuff, and I got prune smoothie on my butterfly shirt. Luckily we washed it and it came out and it was fine. Good as new. But like, so it was like so like in my brain, like literally what happened though was I literally walked out. I literally got done filming, I walked out, and I literally just straight up said, and I'm moving on from my crush, and I'm down for a boy or a girl, whoever it's meant to be, that's who it is. Like, I literally just walked out and announced it like it was nothing, and we moved on, and we never talked about it again. But, like, my parents both, like, they reacted very well, and I feel like partly because they, like, you never know, like, and the thing is, my mom reacted better than I thought she would, and the reason is my mom likes to make everything a, like, girly girl situation when it comes to that, and she's like, ooh, do you have a new crush, like, all of this stuff, constantly, at least not constantly, but sometimes, whenever that sort of topic gets into, and she didn't, and that, I was like, thank you. And whatever reason, just thank you for doing that. Now my dad, he doesn't like turn things into a like girly girl situation. He's like, okay, whatever, or I need to do, okay. And that's how he reacted with my crush, and the reason is because he knows. He like knows that like I get annoyed when it becomes something. Then, and it's literally like the one thing, like, the thing is, I'm the type where I don't want to become something, but I also don't want to be, like, a bad, like, reaction, you know, like, a good reaction, but not turn into anything. Then, literally, right afterwards, I texted my sister, and I also texted my niece. And they both had very different reactions and stuff. My sister literally, I'm gonna kind of explain, because with her, or like, so like, she like texted me back, like, are you like all of the stuff like about it? And I'm partly because I didn't specify with her, and the reason I didn't specify them by I'm not gonna say the second part of the word because I know that because I know YouTube for some reason has a thing against saying the second, here's the thing, I agree. The second part of the word should not be said on its own. But YouTube demonetizes videos that say the full word. Or so the shortened version is bye. And it's annoying. So literally so basically the thing is I texted my sister back I'm the B. And I don't mean that as a bad word, by the way. What I mean is that she texted each letter and what it stood for and stuff in LGBTQ, LGBTQ or something. I always mix that word up sometimes, and that's just because sometimes I say LGBTQ and sometimes I say LGBTQ and stuff but you get what I'm talking about. And so and each one, and when I'm I texted in B and I said because I like boys and girls, and she's like, cool. And that was her reaction. So when I say the B, it was because and the reason it's not me being because there is a bad word that is a B word. I'm not meaning that. I literally mean what the B stands for in LGBTQ or something else. I always get that confused because I always hear it, for some reason, I feel like I hear it as LGBTQ. But there's a T in it. And so I'm like, is it LGBTQ? I'm generally confused on it. Do you say the T or not? In it, because there is clearly a T in it. And so yeah, then my niece had a very different reaction. She had a very different reaction with no question. She just to be honest, I'm gonna have to check the text again on exactly she said, but she said something and just kind of with a positive reaction of it wasn't cool, I don't think, but congratulations or something, just something. And the truth is, I never experienced, not having a crush. Well, I have, but it was, 3.5 years of life. And that was about it. That was it. And I generally say this because when I was 3, almost 4, is when I got, my first crush, but it wasn't actually a crush. It was just, a good friend and, yeah. And I see this, and how I really look back and learn that was just a good friend is because of the fact, maybe not even a good friend, but a friend. And I see this because when I lost them, yes, part of my brain was oh, I miss them a little. But compared to losing the person who was my crush, it was a whole new level of I look back on it and I'm that really wasn't a thing. So, like, for me, it's like, I will say overnight, it feels very, like, freeing. Like, I feel very free in the sense that I can, like, talk about it. Because for a little while, I couldn't say anything because I went, like, I don't want to announce it or make it a thing until I'm 100% sure. Or at least 98%. And now I'm, like, it feels freeing to, like, talk about, but it also feels freeing in general because I don't remember life without having a crush. Or, like, a fake crush. And even then it was, like, I can say I don't have a crush. I still am off, I'm saying this, and this as a warning, I'm still off limits, and I say that because, first up, I would never date someone that I meet off of social media, unless it's someone that I actually met before, and I actually know in real life, and not just social media life. Because although social media life is, there's an airplane. And so, I mean, it's social media technically in a way is real life, but like, I'm someone that I met in person. And so, like, I say that also because a part of me is still, like, if he comes back into my life, he will be the one. If he doesn't, whoever it is, I don't know you now, probably, but, like, one day, like, like, we'll just have to see, like, what life has for me and stuff. And so it's life, like, it's life. And so, like, like, life is life, and whatever it is, it's cool. This is probably, like, the last video that I'm gonna make, like, dedicated to it. But, like, and generally overnight, it's like, I'm happy. Like, here's what I generally say. It's like, for me, I'm happy to experience this, and I'm happy because to, like, in a way, like, experience not having a crush. But it's so different for me, and it's so weird. But at the same time, it also gives me a chance to do what I need to do and focus on my career. But, like, if he comes back to my life, then yeah. And at the point, I'm not really looking for anyone right now. Like, obviously I'm still gonna, like, look for my crush and still hope that I, like, find my crush. Or who was my crush. It's weird to say that. Like, the person who was my crush. But, that's just because he's a great person, and that if he happened to come into my life, I will literally probably end up crying with happiness because I miss him so much, and that now I'm at the point of where, like, I'm just ignoring the thoughts. And I'm living life, and we'll just see. Peace out.